Hello friends, so today I'm going to show you how to install and configure Vcenter Server 6.5 with external SQL database. Okay, before going to why I have to see this video, why? Because I'm going to show you by default we install Vcenter Server with embedded SQL, but in the real time we don't use embedded SQL, right? So, and as a VMware admins, we need to know how to connect with remote SQL server, and we don't know what SQL features are required to get installed for vCenter. And already some YouTubes are there, but they are no this clarity. And this video I am going to show you everything step by step, like spoon feeding. So before entering to this, let's have enter what is the environment. My environment, I have three machines. This is my active directory, and this is second machine SQL server, where I am going to install SQL server, or this is my vCenter server. And let's see what active directory system configuration. I have installed Windows Server 2012 R2, and the Windows host name and the configuration IP address are there. So you can check the file SQL server and vCenter. The one thing what we have observed is, for vCenter it requires 8 GB RAM and one processor with 2 core. So this is the main thing you need to observe. So basic steps what for error troubleshooting is, all servers should be part of the domain, and the firewall should be off. If in the real time we need add port numbers in the firewall, but right now it is not recommended. Right now we don't have any ports, so it's again lengthy process. So firewall recommended, firewall should be off is recommended. Check the communication between my domain and member servers, and check NS lookup for all servers. They like no DNS errors are there, IP to name and IP to name solving, and the login the domain with administrators or any user with the domain privileges everywhere while installation, right? And what the step by step, first we need to install 3.5 framework in SQL machine, and we need to install SQL Server 2000 Service Pack 2 in that second machine only, and we need to create a SQL database for vCenter with specific user account. This is third step, and we need to install 3.5 framework in the third machine, means vCenter machine, and we need to install SQL native client in vCenter machine only, and configure ODBC connection for vCenter using the native client option. And the final step is install vCenter server. Let's do everything step by step. Hello friends, today I will show you how to install vCenter 6.5 with external SQL database. Before going to this, I need to show the environment what I am having. Here I have having three systems. One is domain, one is node 4, and one is node 5. Okay, here let's go to my domain. Now I'm going to show you the settings, what is the hardware configuration of my here. You can see that I am having 2 GB RAM, one processor. Okay, and node 4, go to the settings. In this node 4 system I am going to install SQL 2 GB, 1 GB, 1 GB one processor, and the bridge mode is network is bridged. Okay, node 5, in this machine I am going to install vCenter server. Let's go to the settings. This machine requires 8 GB and one processor with 2 cores. Okay, and 40 GB is enough. Bridge network, why I want to connect all the systems network configuration. Okay, first let's go to the SQL domain. Before going to that, we need to install this is my SQL. The node 4 is my SQL, node 5 is my vCenter. This is my domain, and let's check the communication with the member servers node. Okay, so node 5 is not getting any response. Okay, now let's check another system. Node 6 also is not getting any response. So we have some problem in communication, so we need to solve that. So maybe firewall is stopping, or any port issue is there. But in this environment I have the domain firewall is there. So after adding, the domain firewall will be added. So sorry, wrong, under the IP and the communication we are having with the no 10.5. Okay, now let's check to the another man. Go to the firewall.cpl, and here you need to turn off when you add to the domain to member server to the domain. The domain another domain network will be formed. So now the communication issue has solved. Now we need to choose the DNS resolutions. NS lookup. Type NS lookup. NS lookup. Okay, sorry, spelling mistake. Okay, it is resolving the main system IP domain. In the main domain only, it means it is resolving its own NS lookup and the node 4. Okay, node 4 is resolving. Okay, and node 5 is also resolved, means the DNS is working properly. So we don't have any issues with the DNS. Okay, do you have to do this same thing from this from node 4? It is a better recommendations while doing. Okay, now open server manager. Now click and manage click and manage add roles and features. Now I'm going to install .NET 3.5. Click next, 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 and select next. No need to select any features here in this window. Next, here you need to select .NET 3.5 features. Next, here you need to specify alternate path. Before doing the giving the path, minimize this window and go to copy any server image of Windows and right click on that, click mount. Okay, and click and go to the PC, and it will open in it as a DVD drive. Right click on that, open new window. Here go to the sources and X and access. Here go to the copy and cut or anything and open the main window and click on specify alternative path. Here paste it. Okay, click next. So the installation will take time, so while doing this please keep any patience. Okay, why? Because this is the one of the key step. Okay, anything while installation with Windows we need to have the any patience. Okay, click OK, close and go to the main window. Here you can see that installation was successful. Okay, now SQL .3net is completed. Go to the SQL setup main folder and click run setup, run as administrator on setup. So the pop-up will pop up will take time to give the pop-up installations. Okay, I'm closing the window and drag to the center. It will be visible cleanly. Before going to the installation, click on installation. Before going to installation, we need to go to the planning. In this, go to the system configuration checker. Why? Because we need to check before installation any errors are there which stop the SQL installations. Okay, this is the main thing we need to do. We have already configured everything, but it's one of the better to do all this. Click on show the details. Click on the show details. So all these parameters it is checking. Okay, once it is satisfied, here all the required are set pass, means pass. Only one error is there. One is that Microsoft.NET application error, mainly it requires internet. So if you have internet you don't get this error. Okay, it ignorable warning, no problem. Click OK and go to the installations. Here I have standalone I am using. If you have the failover, you need to install second option. The first option is enough for the practice purpose. Why? Because I am initializing standalone, I don't have any failure. So here we need to select enterprise edition. Why? Because I am not here having any purchased any key. Evolution is enough for big. Why? Because evolution is having uh, evolution is having enterprise level feature for 180 days. Click next. Here you need to accept check the accept on the center for experience program. These you have to enable in the real time. Why? Because if any errors are there, it will be replicated to the automatically to the Microsoft. Click next. Click next. Show details. Here what are the parameters it is having, it is showing like that. So no problem. Click next. Here you need to check the box if they have internet. It is recommended also, but right now I don't have an internet, so I'm not checking this. Click next. So you get this error, ignorable error. Click next. Okay, so here it is copying the set of required set of files into the installation location. Okay, it is checking the rules again once again. What if you want to see the rules, what are the rules? Click show details. Click show details. So here is the list of the what it is checking. Please have patience. Click next. Here we need to select SQL feature installation. Why? Because we need to select what we want. Okay, yeah. So here we need to select the features which are required for Vcenter server. So database engine services, select database engine services. Here once database engine, client tools connectivity, client tools backward compatibility, and management tools to do configuration, and SDK client connectivity for OBC connections. These features are enough for Vcenter installation. Okay, if anything extra we can do this, but these are enough for installation. Click next. Okay, so it will check it. Here you need to name the instance. We have different scenarios, so my company is having in Hyderabad, so I am selecting Hyderabad. Type on Hyderabad. So this is production number 1, so 01. So like this every company have different naming scenarios. So after naming this, click on instance ID, it will change to the Hyderabad 01. Click next. Okay, click next. So we have page. Here we need to create the users. So we don't require leave it at default, so we don't recommend it. Go to Active Directory and go to click tools and go click Active Directory users and computers. Active Directory, just wait. Here you need, I already created 2 users, one SQL agent and SQL user for this purpose only, but you need to create 2 agents. For this, go to new user. Here I am giving new user 99. Anything, it depends on your requirement. Okay, it's for user 99. Click next and give the password, uncheck and give the password. Here you need to select these 2 options. These two we are creating account which we cannot be changed for application. We are using an account for application, right? So we need to check these over. If we create like this, by checking these two, we can call it as an account as a service account. Click next and finish, but I am not doing that. Click cancel. You need to create like this two accounts. Here agent, go to, I'm back to the SQL. My agent domain is Harsha and backward slash and SQL agent, and the password here I have 123 and select automatic. Here is Harsha, domain name is Harsha, backward slash SQL user, and 123 and automatic. So SQL browser is default. Now click next. Here you need to select the mixed mode. It will be recommended also. So in mixed mode means we are creating account for we are going to SA account, giving password for SA account. Click on add current user. Next. Yeah, again it will checking the rules. Click on show details. So all the configuration was done. This is the configuration. Click install. Okay, the installation will take time more than 1.5 hours, so please have patience. This I'm moving the video fast, means in the video editing I am doing in the fast. I'm moving the pixels very fast. Okay, actually it was taken 1.5 hours. Okay, yes, access server install. Click on the text. Click on the text. Click select notepad. Here we have done installation and the result was pass. Okay, close and close and close. Okay, and it is recommended to restart once. But go to the new apps. Here select SQL Server Configuration Manager. Here select SQL Server Network Configuration Protocols. Select the TCP/IP make enable and go to properties. Here go to the IP address. Here should be yes, enable, and this dynamic port should be 0 and OK, means unlimited. And by default in SQL 14 it is available. We have in the lower versions you have to do this, and the restart is recommended. Okay, so we have restarted machine where we installed SQL. Click on Alt Delete Control and log in with the privilege mode. Okay, don't log in with the local user. Okay, go to the system, run command and type SSMS. Okay, the server manager is also opening at the same time. So the both process, I have only 2 GB RAM and core. It will take time to open. Please have patience. So this is SQL Studio Manager where we use SQL to manipulate it. And this is my node 4 and this is the Hyderabad 01 is my instance. Click connect. Okay, now we have connected to our SQL server instance successfully. Now click on databases, right click on that, new database, just wait for pop-up. Here we need to creating database for the server we separately for vcenter vcenter db. Okay, and go to the options. For the easy process, for I am selecting that simple, but if you have any of your clustering, the full is recommended. And now nothing changes in how to do, and click OK in this. So we have created vcenter db, and we need to create the login in the security. So click vcenter admin. What we vcenter admin, we have created one database, and we are creating one database vcenter admin and dedicated to that uh, vcenter database. Click new assign and password 123 and check enforce password policy. Okay, and select the what are the default database for this user means vcenter db. Select vcenter db. Okay, and go to the server roles. Here we need to select sysadmin, means high level privilege. User mapping is vcenter db. Okay, and go to the next option. Go to server mapping. Server mapping is known, so leave it as default. Click OK. So we have created vcenter database and one login for this. Okay, click OK. Now close the ssms. Okay, and we have successfully created SQL initialization and created user for database and user for vcenter. Now go to the move to the SQL vcenter database and vcenter machine, and click on new server Windows image. Why? Because we are going to install .NET 3.5 in vcenter database. Okay, open any server image, and go to the source support. Go to sources and xxx and copy the path or cut anything, and go to the server manager, manage add roles and features. Click next, 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 next. Here you need to select .NET 5 and click next. Here you in the click on specify alternate, paste the path what you copied. Click next, next, install. So the installation, we are installing .NET 3.5 in vCenter machine, where we are going to install vCenter server. Please have patience or go for chai. Okay, click refresh, and it is not required, and click and exit. Now go to this before going to vCenter server, we need to create ODBC connections. So go to the server image and ODBC connections. So before we go ODBC 64-bit, okay, ODBC. Go to the vCenter. Before going to ODBC connections, we need to install SQL Server connectivity. For this, I have moved to the SQL Server main server image folder and SQL native client, and copy that file. Okay, and copy and paste it. But why it is not highlighting, I don't know. So again it is having paste it. and again I doing copy and move to the main system. Not working. And minimize and make copy to the main system. Again here copy to and go to the VMware node 5. So we are installing .NET SQL native client, okay, which is it is having in the SQL installation setup folder. Click next xtk, select all local file hard drive, next install. So we are installing native client, finish. Okay, now click on here and click here, and ODB says 64-bit connections. Go to system DNS, add native client, next, finish. What is the database for our reference? We sent we what we DSN we are so description can be anything. All this is for our human references. Database for Vcenter. Why? Because by seeing we have to recognize. So here click on drop down menu, or because the SQL browser will pushing the network, right? It's your node for Hyderabad instance, it will be select automatically, or otherwise you can give the node for our machine and for / and instance name. Okay, why? Okay, I can copy, no problem, anything. If now here we have substituted databases. So what is the database? We have given new vCenter admin login ID, vCenter admin, password is 123, and next, and click on change the database. What is the database we have created for that? vCenter database, and next, next, finish. Click on test data source. Test data source should be completed only. Then only we get successful. Okay. Click OK. Now we have created DSN. Now it's time to install SQL machine. So copy the machine to the and click on mount. Click on auto run. Right click on that, run as administrator. Okay, select that window and click install. Okay, click on install. It will stuck in, can just wait. So restart from previous installation pending is required. It is required, so it is giving warning. We have installed the .NET framework, right? So it is recommended to restart vCenter machine. There is no another option, so we need to restart it. Okay, we have done two previous installations, right? Delete the SQL logs, no problem, and restart the machine. Wait and click Alt Control Delete and log in with the privilege account, not as a local admin. Here, okay, after login, so there is no virtual CDs, and right click on that and click mount and click on auto run with run as administrator mode. Okay. uh, so minimize this and click install. Click in next. Cancel the view image action center. Click next. Click I check the I accept. Next. Here I am selecting as a default, no problem. Vcenter with embedded service controller. Next. Node y, okay, leave it. vsphere.local admin and type the password. You are setting the password for the vsphere.local account. Okay, this is my site name, Hyderabad. Okay, whatever my site you have, you can mention that, no problem. So no problem, leave is a default. Why? Because we have privilege account. Here you need to use external database. Click on DSN, the DNS will locate automatically, and we have here we need to mention the database name, username, Vcenter admin, and the password is 123 again. Okay, so we successfully connected internet to the database which is having in. So here Vcenter embedded service controller having required. So we have 40 GB DNS. So for again we have copied the extra images for that. So it is not having source. I am deleting the server image of Windows which is used for .NET installation. So here I have the space. Once you go back and click next and click next. Okay, no problem. Next install. So the installation process will take time. If you have a hard disk with SSD hard disk, it will take 10 minutes. If you have general hard disk, it will take more than 1 hour or 45 minutes. Okay, so here I am moving the fast. Okay, we successfully install SQL vCenter server with external database, SQL database. Ask me, click advance. Click here, the website is not recommended. Click OK. So this is a machine. Continue add and okay. So this is the default machine. So we required Adobe Flash Player to view this page, but this is a fresh mission, right? So I don't have. So one thing you can observe, if we get this page means we successfully install. That is the one thing, right? We need to understand. If you want to give administrator@vsphere.local, you can type. I'm typing and the password, which is required, complexity is there. So it is required, the Adobe Flash Player is required, even though it will give the default login page, but it cannot log in without Adobe Flash Player. So what I am doing, again I am moving to my whole system, minimizing, VMware workstation and copying the required files and pasting to the VMware machine. Okay, one is, first I am going to install Google Chrome. Why? Because Google Chrome is recommended browser where we don't get any errors. Okay, So the Google Chrome has installed. Now we need to install Flash Player. Here I have three different Flash players. Why? Because I don't know the Flash players are is different for micro Firefox and internet. I don't know whether which is for IE and for which is for Google Chrome. So I don't know both, right? So I am installing the both. So this is already not. Click next. Installations all. So we installation of Flash players and all this, and copy the path. Click done. I don't require the IE, and minimize. Okay, open Google Chrome. Google Chrome, paste the URL. Okay, click on advanced, proceed to node.sha.com. Here you get type administrator at the vsphere.local and its required password. So it is by screening this screen. So we successfully log in the Vcenter server. What we have to understand means we install Vcenter 6.5 with external database that we have to install. Later we can configure all this. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel.